Welcome back, guys. It's the TightWad, and today I'm working on a drainage issue that I have in my backyard. You can see I have a 4-inch corrugated pipe running all the way through my yard, and it's been like this for a couple of months now. I've actually been waiting on the ground to dry out enough for me to dig the trench for it to go in. But this drain pipe connects to this gutter right here that takes all the water from the back of the house, and I have a pretty substantial roof line back here. And it goes to either a spout on this end over here or a spout here. And it was running down the spout, down the hill behind this retaining wall, and flooding this whole area by my garden. And this area here, you can see the brown spots, brown patches where it got really wet. And I already have a lot of water coming off the main roadway here. So the backyard just gets really soupy and nasty in the wintertime if there's a lot of rain. So I'm over here by the gutter downspout. And you'll see that it goes straight into a gutter extender because it has the rectangular shape that fits right onto the gutter. I drove a sheet metal screw through it to hold it in place. And then that piece goes straight into my 4-inch corrugated drain pipe that I'm using for the ditch. And I put a screw through that as well to hold it all together. On the other end of this pipe, I have a storm drain down here that we've kind of hidden pretty well with a retaining wall that I'll be replacing in the next year or so to match the one that you guys saw me build up here. And I put some junipers around it to kind of hide it a little bit. I have these nice big trees growing up around it, but the gutter line will eventually dump straight into the storm drain down here, so it won't cause any water issues anywhere else. I've already done the same thing with the gutter on the other side. You can see it running in right here. It goes all the way up through the yard, and the gutter terminates right there and goes up the side of the house. There's several different types of 4-inch corrugated drain pipe, so I want to make sure you know the type that I'm using for this application. This is the one that I'm using today, and it is a solid drain pipe. There are no holes or slits anywhere in it. They do sell a kind that has slits all the way around in each groove. And then they sell this kind, which is typically used for making French drains. And I have this one upside down right now intentionally, but it has some holes that are typically on the bottom of the pipe, and then the top of the pipe would be solid. And the purpose of a French drain is to take water from an area in the ground and move it away. So the way it works is this pipe would be holes down in a ditch that also has gravel and landscaping fabric in it, and the water would go in through the holes and then flow down the pipe to whatever termination point you want. The landscape fabric keeps the rock free from dirt and mud so that it keeps the holes exposed so that they can take in the water from the ground. We're not doing a French drain today, and there are some other products that also work really well for French drains, but I'm going to try this solid core pipe first, and next year, if I still have issues with moisture in this area, I may install a French drain system here as well. It's a little more labor intensive, so I'm going to start with a solid drain pipe, and I can always tie a French drain into it later if I need to. I've had this pipe laying here for at least a month, and I've intentionally let it lay here long enough to somewhat kill the grass under it, so that when I'm digging my ditch, I know exactly where it needs to go. I don't have to drop a line or anything. I just dig right along this ditch right here. So I'm going to show you the process today for getting this buried with minimal effort and with the fastest recovery rate for our sod. So in this step, I have my line where the pipe was laying, so I know exactly where it's going to go. And I'm just going down with my flat edge shovel and going in a couple of inches and lifting up just to lift the sod so that I can pull the sod out of the way and save it, and then lay it back on the ditch once I'm done. So I'll just go all the way down on both sides of the line, lifting it up. Once I'm done with this, I'll go back and chop it down the middle like this, every 2 to 3 feet, so that it's easier to handle. And then I'll be able to lift the whole section of sod out like this and just lay it over to the side. So when I'm done, I can just lay it back down in the ditch, and the Bermuda grass will quickly grow back to fill it in. It'll probably only show this ditch line for about a month, and then it'll be fully covered up where you'll never even know I dug it up. So you can kind of see the edges of my ditch that I've started with the flat edge shovel. They're going on either side here, all the way up. And now all I have to do is flip this sod over out of the way, and then I can take a shovel or a mattock and dig deeper down in here. And then I also need to dig out behind this wall a little bit to get it buried up here too. So it's a lot of work, but it's worth it in the end if it prevents all the issues with water that I've been having. See here that I've put a tarp on one side of the ditch, and then I flip the sod to the opposite side. And the purpose of the tarp is to hold all the dirt that I'm going to be digging out of the trench. So as I dig it out, I'll dump it onto the tarp. It'll keep it from mixing in with the grass and make it a lot easier to clean up in the future. To dig the ditch, I used an irrigation shovel, which is a long, skinny shovel used commonly to dig ditches for irrigation lines. It's about 4 to 6 inches wide, and the whole blade is about a foot long. I'm digging about 8 inches into the ground here so that I have room to get the pipe in and then put the dirt back on top with about 3 to 4 inches of dirt and sod on top of the pipe after I bury it. So I dump all of the dirt onto the tarp, and then I go and put the pipe in, and then I backfill with the dirt, which you'll see in just a minute. So I've backfilled the dirt by pulling it in with my hands, or you can use the shovel to put it back in. And I've made it level with the ground. And now I'm going to take the sod and flip it over onto the top of the trench. So it's actually going to be raised up over the ground level. And after I get the sod flipped over the top of the ditch, then I'm going to use my feet to pat it down and pack it down as good as I can. And over time, this dirt will end up sinking and settling with the rain and will eventually become perfectly level with the ground. Or that's my hope anyway. If it doesn't, I can always add some sand to it to level it out. I knew there was an irrigation line back here, but I wasn't sure exactly where it was. So I found it, fortunately, without busting it. I just barely grazed it with the shovel. And now I have tunneled under it. So I'm gonna take this pipe and curl it back and then go under this irrigation line instead of over it, because it's only buried 2 or 3 inches deep. This was installed after the fact of the yard, so it wasn't buried as deep as typically. Usually you'd be able to go right over the top of them, but you got a little work to get this pipe pulled back and pulled under here, but it's worth it in the long run. You can see it's now in the ditch and under the irrigation line, and there's nothing else between here and the drain, so I should be good to go if I just have enough energy to do it. Here's the finished product. I still have to water it in, but it's not super messy where the grass was. As I get down here under the trees where the grass doesn't grow as well, it's a little more dirt exposed. And I haven't decided how I'm going to terminate down here, so I left it exposed for now. I'll probably end up digging a shallow trench here because of all the roots, and then just covering it up with pine straw and terminating directly into the storm drain right here. But it is a lot of work. I did knock it out in one day, but I started in the sun and worked my way into the shade, which was a great idea because I got tired, but then once I hit the shade, I was rejuvenated a little bit. And like I said, I left it a little bit proud of the ground, a little bit of a mound, so that as it settles, it will level out and not sink in. And I also left it a little bit here so the water that comes down this hill will catch the berm and hopefully flow towards the drain instead of into the wet area down here. So I hope you guys learned at least one thing that makes your job easier, and thank you for sticking with me through the hard project. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Ring that notifications bell so that you'll see whenever I post new videos. And click any of the videos shown on the screen right now and they'll open right up on your device. And I hope you guys have a great day. I'm gonna go jump in the pool.